Hey cuties, what's up? We're back with some more of the daily N.O.D.E, and I think I'm gonna try to make like a rusted sword today. We'll see if that actually goes through or not. I was like, why is it not working? I wasn't clicked into the screen here. So I think I'm just gonna start with a flat plane, rotate that on the X by 90, yep. Just to see that the orientation's right. Go ahead and edit this. Let's just move this up here. So scale this on the Z. Probably just move it bigger, move it up. I'm still scaling it on the Z. I feel like my computer is like lagging. I think it's actually slowly breaking because I'm unable to like edit videos the same way I was like a few days ago. Like I wasn't able to edit my rad video yesterday because it was just computer couldn't take it. So I had to just upload it as is without anything added. So I was like, huh. I don't know what's going on with that. So we're going to cut this in half, then push it out forward. Do need to take everything and scale on the X though to make it like really thin. About there. Yeah, something's wrong. I think my computer's finally about to die. So we're not really doing anything and it keeps hanging on like nothing. So yeah, it's stuck. Like that's really bad. Like we're literally not doing anything and it's freezing up on me. Man, that sucks. I mean, what can you do though? So I want to... We need to texture this a certain way. I'm gonna cut the top of this off, probably. Like, let me get like a cut into about there. I need it to be like rotated here, but that's gonna like, you know, change the way that looks. So I kind of need to maybe do this and then that. Wow, the freaking lag from doing literally nothing. My god. What has my computer become? I'm just gonna chip that even lower, like that. Wow. The, like, just lag here is crazy. When we haven't even done anything. So let's move it up to like there. Yeah, it takes several seconds to unfreeze itself from me like not doing anything. Guess it's just like finally time for my computer to go after what, like 14 years? It's been 12 years, right? Yeah, 12 years of non-stop use. It finally can't take it anymore. I think that's fine. I was gonna like do something weird with this and put it into a... I have to just grab everything at once, otherwise it just freezes. You see how long it took for that? I was gonna take this, put it into a curve, and then use the curve to shape the edge, but you don't really need to do that. It just needs to be like a completely flat edge, right? Mirror. It's on the Y. Okay, why doesn't like that? I have to come over here and change the rotation back to normal, maybe in the scale. Now we can come and edit this. And yeah, that's perfect, like that. We can then maybe take that. Like I can't really... Oh my god, like the latency. What is up with this? To need to fill this in, I might just have to come over here and apply this. Oh, whoops. I accidentally clicked render. Let me just pause. Oh, nope, it went away. Okay. Yeah, I accidentally hit the render button, which caused it to try to render everything here, which was like really bad. Computer like almost died there. Okay, we need to take this and fill that in. I was wondering why my computer was struggling trying to edit stuff yesterday. Now I know why. It's just because I think it's my computer's time, unfortunately. Bevel. This. Like that. I still need to do that. I don't know if that's like correct. I was trying to scale this in the X, does not work. I mean, kind of, but not really. I don't know if it's like messing up its angle either, but we kind of want to extrude this in. So extrude scale on the Y and X maybe? I kind of like you don't want to do anything like that. You just want to extrude and then scale on the Y like that. I pushed both sides in, good. Come over here. Can't see the thing. Where is the... There. Had to go so far down for that. Just want to add a cut into that. Just one here too, probably. Even though that should be going all the way to the top and not just ending here. It's just like can't really do anything about that without messing things up. It's so frustrating to like click on something and it take like 5 seconds to actually do what you tell it to do. You can see how long, so when I click on something I move my mouse away and you see how long it takes some of these to do what I need them to do. I kind of want to cut this in half again just so I don't have to deal with... Wait, is the bottom actually? Does the bottom have... It's filled in? No, right? Yeah, the bottom's not filled in. If I can come into here and cut from the top to the bottom like that. Wow, I don't know why it's not a straight line down the middle. That's weird. Like, why is it not like straight here? Scale Y0. That messes up the edges too. Yeah, why when I cut like that, it did not make a straight line? I think I have to do it from the right angle. Okay, there we go. Let me cut real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. I just went to go look at the task manager, and VCFace was like using a lot of resources for some unbeknownst reason. So I just went ahead and turned it off and then turned it back on, and here we are. Everything seems to be fine now. I don't know why it was doing that. Anyways, we want to come back in here and take this and click everything inside of it and delete the faces, and then come back over here, generate a mirror on the Y. Clip that just so I don't have to do this anymore, because I need to come in here and like force this upwards. Well, I guess I need to take everything up. So yeah, there we go. I don't know why VCFace was doing that. And VCFace is the VTuber, if you didn't know what that was. I'm talking about the VTuber. So what I actually need to do is take this, and this, and delete those faces. Dissolve this edge and this edge. And do like slice directly upwards, which is gonna be like impossible, because there's no button that lets you just cut perfectly for whatever reason. So you just have to try to get your closest to being a perfect line upwards, which is not going to be easy. Enter that. So now that's cut open. And then we need to do it this way. Again, try to get like a perfect cut. But actually it was great there. Then we're just going to take this and delete those faces. Kind of making this harder than it needs to be. Let me just dissolve this face. Hello? There. That's just one solid shape. Same thing here. Kind of need to like undo what I had done here before. There, dissolve those edges. So it's just one flat shape. I could have done this so much easier, and I made it way more harder on myself than it needed to be. I would have just done it from the get-go. I need to take this and just move it straight up there. I wish it would not like throw me all over the place, the camera. So probably should have done this together. This needs to be moved together. to there. I'm just gonna remove all these faces. Then we just need to fix this. I think it's just a simple merge at last. And, are these not like next to each other? Let me undo that. No, they're not. Like this has to be over here, I feel like. So this probably should be like merged at last down there. And in this one, the same thing. It needs to be wherever it is the farthest. Yeah, like take that and then that. Merge at last. Like that. So now that has a proper shape. It's just a matter of that needs to be there. Just getting these shapes in. This one's kind of difficult, so I'm gonna have to just put a line there. Go here, 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 and here. Fill that. But then subdivide that. Grab this and just get it close enough. It doesn't need to be perfect. I don't really care about it being perfect. But just get that in there, and then we're gonna head and cut from there to there. Let me just undo this because it felt I missed. Here to here. And I can just move that down a bit because this felt like it was kind of off. Like that, and now that's perfectly fine shape. Fortunately for this though, that just has to be off. And then just do the same thing for this. Just extrude that out on that side, then come in here and fill this in. I mean, I could just cut from here to here if I just want to save time. Yeah, do that. I mean, it would be faster just do that. It's this. Kind of hard to tell like what I'm aiming at there. That's perfect. Yep. And then we can just come into here and fill this in again. There we go. And that's probably fine, though we kind of got to do the same thing for the bottom. This one's actually kind of easier, I think. So I can just grab that and just pull it down, question mark, until it's even with that. Slash, you actually kind of don't need to do that. Because I don't know if it's actually meant to be. So you might even want to do the opposite and grab this and pull it up so that it's not touching the bottom. Okay, so now we have the sword blade. What we need to do is like figure out how to get this to be. This is already sliced in half, right? So you might want to UV edit this down the middle and just have our shape here. Even though that kind of messes up the thing, we'll just have to see how we feel about that later. I might just remove like a line here, or like that one, like clear seam on that. and then see what that looks like. It's unwrapped, but this edge, like this edge here, is still attached. So it splits and then opens up. It flaps out here. You know, this, like, you know, this is that, and the outside is the other side. So that's probably fine like that, just to make sure the texture doesn't get too wonky. Don't know how reflective we want his sword to be, but of course, same thing as usual. We need to take this and drag it over here. It needs to be blue, a slight blue color, max metallic. Then, like, again, how much do we want to bring this down? Like, how reflective is it supposed to be? 0.3? Question mark? 0.3 seems fine. Let's go over here real quick. Object edit, mesh, normals. Calculate outside, mesh, normals, set front faces, so that doesn't look so weird. Kind of feel like it needs to be like subdivided, but you don't really want it to end up looking like this, which I don't know if there's really a way I can fix that with how I have this made. Like, maybe it's okay. It's weird that this slices in like that. What does that do for that? That doesn't keep it from bending in, so we can't do that. Can we even cut across? We can cut across, thankfully. Just you can't really see what's going on here. That edge, you know, it's not really being captured right. Because why isn't it shaded flat? This is shaded flat, and yet it looks like it isn't. It looks like it's shaded smooth. Okay, there we go. It's like, why was it like shaded smooth? Anyways, back over here to shading. So, full reflection just makes it a mirror. It shouldn't be that way. 0.1 might be too much, like 0.2. I guess I can go with a 0.2, and I think the blue is fine. That we have. Now we need to... First, let's turn this off, because I'm going to have to do something. Texture... We need a muzz, and then a... noise. They got rid of Musgrave, right? With the newer versions. This doesn't exist anymore. It's just under noise, I think. So I didn't mention that because I forgot. I'm just so used to using it in the past that I completely forgot that it was erased from existence and replaced with noise. So this might not be something you could do. Just know I think this is the new noise. Like, there's white noise and there's, let me see, white noise and noise. Yeah, I think Musgrave just got turned into noise or something. Color ramp. Color ramp. I need to plug this into there. It's UV, I guess. Scale needs to be up. I'm fine with that. Needs to be B-splines. Probably. So where did it become so sharp? Like linear is able to get a better look than that. Say like that. Maybe increase this. More the sword needs to be not arrested. Like about there. I just need this to be smaller. Like I need the black to be smaller, but then you lose the sharpness there. I think I need to like reverse this. It's a problem. Maybe not. I want the white to be more, but I can't seem to get it how I want it to look. Just go with that for now. Then you like this needs to be put into a mix, and the white is fine. We need to actually do we want the black instead? So make this black and then this white. This needs to be set to screen. Let me look at you. Increase that noise. It needs to be like orange and then like a yellow in there. Needs to be like more than that as well. Add another color over here. Like a brown. Can't quite see it when it's on the outskirts. I think that's probably okay. Yeah, it just ends up being there. So then we're going to screen that on top of that. %. The thing is, I need this to be blue, but if I make it blue, it's going to start absorbing some of the screen that's happening. Like it needs to be white. Because that allows me to get this texture, right? Of just having this there. And I control how much control that has over everything. there a better way to do this? Because we have this. And then we can then take this, have the blue color that we need, plug this into that, then multiply this on top of that. That probably still will apply that, won't it? Okay, no, it's fine. Just need this to be, we'll just get this back to white. And then get our blue color in there. And we might want more of this to be that dark color. Then crank the metallic up. And then we need to do like a lot of work with this. Because we have the quote-unquote rust on there, which probably actually should just be more, honestly, right? Just kind of hard to do that. All I have to do is change this, I think. It's kind of hard getting it to show up properly. I think you might need to do this. I mean, now we're just getting kind of stupid, but it's the only way for me to get some more in there. So like that, then take this. Take this, it needs to be multiplied. U into U. This into that. It's not going to change because it's the same thing. But then you just like increase this or decrease this to add more. Let's just move this and this so that it's in a different spot. So we could get different patterns of that, scale it up. So now we have even more on top of that, but I don't know if we want to go like low. So we just have like big chunks of rust like that. I kind of like just the 1.5, with all the rust on the bottom, like that. Move this over there. So we need to take this and plug it into the roughness. Or actually we need to, I need to take this combination that we've achieved, but I don't want the lights to be too shiny is a problem. Like I need a color ramp from this, but that's not how it works. I just have to color ramp out of this. I always forget what it sets that. Still too reflective, I think. It needs to be like around there. And then also change this to still not be that shiny. It's hard to tell if that's... yeah, that's fine. Because it needs to be like rough here but shiny there. Okay. Now we need to take all of this. Come down here. And go into the bump. And add that to there. It should be only in the rusty parts. Although that'll fix it. Now there's some deterioration elsewhere because that's just how the metal looks. Also, I didn't realize that looked like that. Doesn't matter. This needs to be inverted too because it needs to be outward, not... well, maybe it could be in. Maybe it being in doesn't matter. We'll see how it looks like when it's turned in. Yeah, on the inside is fine. I feel like it's like this is too strong. Color ramp into this. See if I can play around with the edges there. I can just have it not be too wild. Point 3. Just looking to see what happens when I do that. You need that to be like that. Do you want that to be in? I guess you don't want it to be extending too far out, because extending it out makes it start to look weird. You need it to be in that zone. Just wish this wasn't like that, but that's just what it looks like because it's split in the top there. I might want to actually UV, like not do that. Keep this like that, but remove this, like clear that seam, and then just have the outside here marked, so the top will get its own little section. Down there. It like, unfortunately just gets like fully rusted open, but that's fine. Again, how much of this do I want this to shine? Because it's still pretty shiny, right? But I do want like no shine, a little bit, nearly reflective is like obviously really bad. Nice. down just to be kind of shiny still. Let's see if I want to change this color to be different. That changes everything. And even the rust changes from me changing this color. So to be careful with that. I think we can just keep it the blue that we have. So yeah, that's fine. I wanted to add like cuts into this just so you could you know, like shrink it, right? If I do this and like split it a bunch of times, like 12 times. By shrink I mean like grab a pixel there and a dot and like do something like that. Just to give it more like fake nicks in it. That might have gone like too much, but I probably wanted to let me looking at this. Yeah, that's fine, but then like down here is probably where you want this to really be messed up. And there maybe. Yeah, the back like really needs to be done. Maybe we can just live with that. I think I need to pull some of this in. Like it needs to be prominent, but like not that prominent. There. There we go. That's done. Now it's just the rest of it. Is the rest of it going to be like the hard part? You know, trying to create everything's on the 45. Trying to create the hilt and pommel and all that nonsense. Maybe we just do something like that. Scale on the Y. Move this up. Well, lower than that because it's starting to clip through. Actually, do scale this on the Y again, but then come over here at the bevel and just bevel the entire thing. Like that. Shade smooth on that. Add cylinder? Question mark. And not for what you actually might think I'm going to use it for. I'm going to use it for the handguard. Like plug that into there. So it is like too big. It needs to be brought down so it fits just in there. Mirror on this thing. It's about there's fine. Do you want to increase the Y any more than that? That's starting to clip through, so like about there. Also, I shouldn't have just been doing that on the Y. The entire thing needs to be increased. Like there. Grab that. Pull it out pretty far. I'm gonna come into here, cut this, and shrink that pretty far down. Then we're gonna bevel that. And then add some cuts inside. Shrink that even further, like microscopic. There we go. I don't know what I want to do with this part. That's probably fine. You could like extend it out. Like that. I kind of just like that. We can just go with that. Okay, there we go. And now the hilt. The handle, I mean, whatever. Shouldn't have done that. Need to do it out here. That's okay. Grab underneath. Pull that down to about there. Now what I want to do for the bottom. We could do the exact same thing and just keep that like that. I think I do want to... well, this is an increase the whole thing. I know it's going to be clipping through, but I'm going to change that. Cut here and just squeeze that down a bit, like only a tiny bit, and then we can bevel that back up. And perhaps take that and shrink that in so it doesn't clip through. The bottom, pull that out, extrude down. Maybe take this and move it up. Probably should be bigger though. Bigger than the... this. And I think I'm going to extrude down. And then do that, maybe? Yeah, something like that. Insert faces. Oops. Insert faces into you, and you, and then probably there. I didn't do that with this. Shit, smooth on that. The top of this is looking kind of weird. Yeah, this I think needs to go inside that better than that. Just gonna do that. Proportional editing probably needs to be turned on. And then just shrink this. I don't like that. There we go, that's one sharp. That's probably okay. The only issue is like this. Extrude on the Y, a scale on the Y after being extruded. What is that? Why did you do that? Extrude, scale, Y. There we go. I probably want to cut this down the middle. Mark seam. Grab this, Control L. Delete faces. Generate a mirror on the Y. Make sure that clips together so that I don't have to worry about having to do it on both ends. Just do that. Sharpen that out. Just keep adding like shapes to this, question mark. Extrude in, extrude, extrude. I do that so that I don't have to add any faces. It just does it naturally for me when you do that. Then we can insert face into this. Maybe subdivide that a couple times. Loops into a circle. Shrink that down. Extrude that out. Just gonna do that. Can I add face into this? Like that? I don't know if I want to take this and pull it out. And try to like just get that part right. And smooth. Yeah, so that ends up being rounded, question mark. And pull that back down. It's probably okay. Just gonna take this and mark a seam there. Control L. Come on, Control L. Oh, I don't have anything selected. Control L. Extrude and then scale. And then scale that down around that. We need to come over here, clear that seam now. Don't know if you want to mark. I'm just gonna mark this for now. Around that. Then maybe in here as well, mark that. I don't know if I want to try and get this to look right. Like, how do I want to cut this? I think I need to poke this. And then grab like here and mark seam on that. I don't know if this has a face. I think it had a face, so just get rid of that face so it doesn't become an issue. And then if I come over here and unwrap that, it becomes this, which is okay. For you though, might have to do the same treatment. Get rid of the face on top, then come around the back. Then mark seams. I need to come over here and poke this. Poke that. down the middle. Mark seam. Though, not really. I need to actually come here, I think. Mark seam on that. And that can be like that, but not that. Unwrap that. And that's time for the shading and whatnot. Now, this would also be metal, right? This needs to be changed to rusted metal. But it's like, do we want that to look like that is a problem? I don't know. New thing, come into here. I think this is still being mirrored, right? Yeah. Edit. Control L. Can assign you to that because this would be like just black. I might even just make it black, but like not remove any of this. It still has some shading to it, and then this. Control L on you. Gem. See what that has done for us. Oh, did I not assign that? There we go. Oh, that's just like pitch black. Oh, because underneath it is black. Don't know if that was like the right idea there. Also, that needs to be shaded smooth, shaded flat. Yeah, without this on, it's just going to be pitch black, right? Because everything behind it is just black. This might need to be metallic. Let's see what changing this does. That doesn't do anything. We just need to have like I don't want to have to do this, but we go into edit mode and grab this, grab that and fill that in, and then I don't know, get a new thing, new, assign that to that. It would make it shine, right? Because it's just a pure white background behind it now. But now it's like too bright. It's like, okay, what do we want this to be? Like, how bright do we want that to be? In this metal, I actually don't like how that looks. Like the roughness is not shiny enough. It looks fine there, but for this, it wasn't doing it for me. Might need a new rusted metal for that. I didn't mean to make new. Gonna have to purge some orphans now. Remember, kids, always purge your orphans. Rusted metal. See, now it might just be too shiny. I'm losing my mind on if it should be shine or not. Like how shined up it should be. Like I'm literally gonna lose it. Rusted metal, we need to come in here, edit this, and take the top and just all the way down to the bottom. Actually, I don't need to do that, right? Because I had this set up, so I can just do that in Control L. Assign that to there. Now this is going to be a complicated turn of events. I need a wave texture. I need 2 of these. Color ramp, of course. Control T, Control T. Might need to do some extra stuff as well to try to see what I'm doing. UV. Then which angle does it need to be? U? Y? No, it needs to be Z apparently. Z to 45. Z to 45. Let's see if I can get this to look. No, it's always going to be detached. Look over on objects. It's around objects, but then there we go. 45 on you. 45 on you. You need to be like a 2. This needs to be constant. Like so. Then you. Around the object. Negative 45. That didn't do anything wrong. Wrong thing. Negative 45. Is the other one 45? I don't know if I have this the right way. Yeah, that's going from right extending up to the left. And this is left extending up to the right. Constant. 2. Maybe like move this down on the X. Couple points. Like that. And that's black, but then we need this to be like a gray. And multiply these together. Multiply. So that creates this like pattern, and now we can kind of play with this to see how we want it to look. Something like that, maybe. Increase the black a bit. I forget what you have to do now, so now that that's like that, I don't think. Let's see. Probably want our white to be a brown. Just gonna grab this and put this over there. It does kind of like negate that a bit. Yeah, this can already be. So if I just make this black, that can already be black. This can be like the light tan color that it needs to be. Or what have you, right? Oh, I didn't realize that would look like that. Then this black up here, we could just leave it like that if we wanted to. And like change this to be brighter. I don't know. do this in the middle? Where did I intervene? I intervened here. Plug this into that and then intervened with the blue to screen on top of that. So we can then try and do something about the color. Maybe want this to stand out a bit more. This being lighter. There's brown. I don't know if I can get this to act the way I need it to. With this, might have to just make straps. I don't want to have to do that. Okay, no, it does at the edges. It's just you basically have to have it like a maxed out, and you can have it like on 0.5. That does add some depth there, kind of. Do I want to increase the values here? Value. Plug that into that. So when I move this, this does both of them. Maybe we don't want this to be that bright. Oh, there was like a decent color. This could have been like wood, actually, like this. I could have just had the brown straps wrapped around wood, actually. That might have been a good choice. I don't know. What we also could do is go to add texture, maybe a Voronoi around the object. Dupe this distance. Plug this into that to add more kick. Scale it up to there. Invert it so it's bumps outward rather than caves in. Yeah, like that. Just maybe like 100 is probably good. 100 on that. Then just like lower this really low. 0.1. So now that's like leathery. Oops. Like that. Just get this out of the way organized better. There. So now there's leatheriness to it. The only thing is it's not very three-dimensional, right? It's like trying to fake being three-dimensional. I don't know if maybe there should have been like some metal around the edge here. Like there. Let's look inside here. Yeah, like that. Like, should that have been rusted metal? But I didn't actually do what I told it to do. Assign that. Belts. That actually kind of does add some niceness to that. Let me just edit that again. Extrude scale on the X and Y. like that. And we can do the same thing on the bottom if you wanted to. Like here. Like preemptively add a cut here as well. And maybe even there. Go ahead and mark seam there. Unmark this seam. Clear that seam. Control L. Extrude scale on the X and Y. There we go. Need to like get rid of this, clear seam on that. Control L, rusted metal. That we are gonna have to UV edit this, unfortunately, though. Insert faces. I think that's already fine. Yeah, that's already kind of okay. Need to remove you, clear that seam. Need to redo that, mark seam there. So any seams up here that are doing weird stuff? No. UV, select everything, unwrap. So no, that's like that. God, the metal is just doing too much. Oh, this is backwards. So you can see the edge there of where I have it cut, unfortunately. Again, I might just have to like make a new one for this and then set this to object instead and just hope and pray for the best so that we don't get that weird look to it. This needs to be plugged into the object as well. Like just use this one to plug into both. And delete that. So we don't have any weird seaming happening. I might also add a value. Because I think I might want more of that. Plug that down there. And just increase the value. Might want to like decrease. Oh, I like how rested that got from that, so I think I'll just keep that then. This is like very small though. It's like the metal, man. It's driving me crazy. I don't know like the right color because it looks too not shiny enough. It looks too fake. But if I bring it to be too shiny, then it's like doing too much. It's like it's not a good kind of metal. I just can't figure out what I need. I need to grab this hex code as well so I can change this to be the same. Oops. This is the right hex code, right? Yeah. It's not spread out enough. So with you, we're gonna take you and maybe lower this and hope for the best the other way. Like less of that. I kind of like that. It's missing a lot there though. Like that's okay, I guess. And with you, might even give you a new rested. I do the same thing though. Object, wait for like an hour for it to do its thing. Object. Scale into the value, Open that up. and then lower it until we get something. A 0.2 might do the job too. That's too vague there. This has some big chunks of of rust, but it's like a lot of little ones too, which is the little ones are the issue. And this, if I change you to one of the other ones, what do you look like at a 1? Massive amount of rust on the back. Not so much on the front though. And then on the number 2, way too much small rusting, I would argue. So 1's okay compared to just the natural state, I think. But just the regular one's okay too. Can you see the seam on this? You can see the seam, so I'm just going to switch to one of the other ones. What if this was switched to 1? What does that look like? It's this. Where like the back is completely blown out, but the front isn't really. Like it looks weird. Question mark. I don't know, maybe we can just stick to 1 on that. We need to look at the whole sword in one go. I don't know. I think I'd like it either way. I think a 2 for the middle's fine. Is that okay? Question mark? I think that's okay. Like the pommel, this is what it's called, right? The pommel's a bit too big, perhaps, and that might look weird. I can just control L. I need to not do this though. So actually I did have the right idea. I need to take that and then control plus to about there. And then scale that down. Actually, no. Scale down here. Until that's... And then you can just fix that like that. Yeah, that looks better. Need to unwrap it again though. With this one, what happens if I come in here and... Oof, I need to like double this and then set you to 0. Into rotation. Oh, I have to do that. No, I can't. Next, I'm trying to like move this forward. It's like a 15, so that's like up front. The rest is up front. So maybe is the colors are too bright too. I think I chose like really bright colors. Might want to like desaturate them. Then they become pink, which is weird. Though I don't hate that question mark, and this could be a brighter orange. It's actually just getting darker, even though it's bright now. I don't hate that being like really dark. Oof. Looks like decadence. Decadence, in other words, it's like a decaying. Which I don't hate. So like something like that. So I'm going to take this, copy this, paste you, oops, you into you into you, delete that. Paste that, there, delete. It's like, is this color not orange enough? That's what I'm like thinking. Like it's not orangey red enough. It's too pink. Is the issue with this, I think. Like this one needs to be brought down just a bit to give it its color back. Question mark? Do we want this to be brighter, by the way? No. We need the yellow. Maybe that. So copy that. Paste. Paste. Delete. Come on. Plug that in there. Plug that in there. In there and there. Everything has the new color, right? I think everything's using the new color. I think that's fine. Do I want the gem to be red or like blue? Like what looks better? Green? Emeralds? No. Do I want it to be a gem at all? Because I feel like it stands out too much. This. And this, I don't really like it. This is still being split in half, so I can modify it. Control L, delete faces. And that's still there because we left it underneath, right? Insert face into that. We could just play around with this. You know, not actually give it a thing there. I'm gonna shade this back to the whole thing to be smooth. Whoa, it's looking like that because the faces aren't the right way. I need to recalculate. Calculate outside, mesh normals, set from faces. Will you stop adding sharps to everything? Nobody asked you for your sharps. Mesh outside from faces. Thank you. With that, clear seam there. Just gonna clear seam everywhere. So I'm just gonna sign that like that and then try to figure out what I need to do. Oh, we need to unwrap this and see what that looks like. Yeah, it's fine like that. It's like, do we want any other colors is the thing. We could come into the center and use black here. Right? Like that, that's okay. Could even redo what we did before, which is with this. Increase that by 1, I think. Assign that to black. Question mark. I think I prefer that over the gem in the middle. I'm not sure. What is this material? What is this? Whatever it is, it's not showing up. So I have no clue what's that's being added to. I think that's fine. I mean, it doesn't look amazing, but it gets the job done. Question mark. I prefer that. But let me just do that. I just have to make its own question mark because this is using 1, that's using original, this is using 2, so I might need a 3 for this one. Because this needs the object treatment as well. Yeah, I mean, that's okay. And I don't know if I love that. It's like the inside of that's the only thing that's bothering me, but I don't think that can be really helped at all. So there we go. There's our rusted sword. I don't know if we get like a cool angle on this or what. Like that, maybe. Not really a cool angle. It's just showing the sword, right? But yep, there we go. Just quick rusted sword. I mean, not that quick, but could be better, but it's just a throwaway background item that doesn't really matter. So yeah, cuties. Thanks for watching. Remember to buy my stickers. I think about becoming a member. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because we're working watch time and subscribers. And don't forget, we have a throne now as well. And shout out to the members, EmmyStarr, RaleyDrew, and Alexgkiller 880. Hey cuties, thanks for watching. Tune to the next episode. Like, subscribe, comment. Another do. See ya.